live stream. So today we are working with Honkstarea. We're continuing with the story of the 3.2, just because we move on to the primary account. So we are here in the grove. I do not remember where we are going. A record of the many research topics Kate Priestess Scholar have applied for, and the replies from the school sage about these topics. Topic 1, a discovery of the mythical beings remaining further mentioned inside areas of poor manuscript and that requires for such creatures permission to research. Implying this research significance of Topic 2, an observation of real plants within the grove imitating the blue parts of nearby white rides. Permission to research the plant flows and the phenomenon of behavior methodologies. Topic 3, investigating the feasibility of placing flying birds into rocket tubes to guide the direction of the rocket's flight. Okay, so they actually have rockets. That's already a thing, right? And not only trivia. Permission to research. Reply to fanciful number. Yes, subsequent topics may increasingly eclectic, yet they are put of the place for language. Impressive tenacity hopefully will help him survive the blockade. These are complete errors from the scholars about the Nazi as the blasphemy and there is a thick stack of letters. Based on the dust accumulated and the perfectly intact seals, the complaint did not even bother opening them and just chucked them aside into a corner. It's about the next hours of this high singe you should come to have looked at.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa, are these all complaints about him? I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that.
Does Anaxa hold that much?
Why else would they call him the great performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn.
Kind impersonation. What happens after?
They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the grove. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
Am I supposed to put myself in Anexa's shoes and answer that? Based on the story of the French judgment, humans have the potential to take over the divinity of Titan.
Anaxa said the same thing then. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it?
That's a serious allegation. Did he really do that?
Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kephale, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. If he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious.
Oh,
Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, "Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods?" It was only after a brief silence that he answered, "I have never denied that titans are meant to be noble constructs."
but he didn't say that the Titans are not noble brings the herd in this game.
Yes, I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved, but what's for certain at least is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones.
Given the gross meticulous approach to archiving, could there really be such an oversight right under their noses?
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the grove in the state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while. Right?
I'm recovering annotations from many scholars. Its title is The Art of Sophistry. Yeah. Discrete treat and the highlighted methods include virtual acquisition, false premises, confusion, conversion, conclusion, complication, and the provocation of the missing punctuation, misattribution, and generalization specifically, among others. Amidst it are scholars' installations. A true eye-opener. The art of language knows no bounds. If I can master sophistry, I can at least learn to defend myself against them as a fan's blood, and so on. The last resort is when all is right is tending to be for that's for sure. The Players Force. Okay. I mean, this is a heck of an elevator if you ask me. It doesn't seem too stable, also.
This is the place, but where is everything? Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab. They're all gone. Did the black tide destroy it all?
No wonder we didn't see any defense mechanisms along the way. Have you ever been here before?
No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking right as rain, but come out covered in soap with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
Stream 4.
I mean, just before they cause any issues. There was no chest, right? Ah! These are the materials requested by Anaxagoras. Documents from various fields have been compiled in one place, including Titan creations. The universality of the soul alchemy doctrine. Most of the materials seem to be within the research domain of the newspaper school. However, documented the study of the crisis background is mixed within. The wall of text. These appear to be quick notes examining the background of crisis errors. The Holy Maiden of Genosopolis tribute Trian and Trinon, descendants of the Holy Maiden from the Temple of the Three Fates. All read via document from the Mnestia priest family. The Prince of Castro Cremus has seen of the Twilight Courtyard. All of their ancestry have varying degrees of connections to the divine titans of their divine authorities. Does the Golden blood come from the heritage of priests' families or royal bloodlines, etc.? I myself show no such connection carefully. Show no such connection carefully. The creator, the criterion that they used to create the golden blood to shape the crisis errors. Yet Castor is the servant of death from Idonia. Her lineage is neither Titan priest nor demigod, but she has walked the earth for at least a millennium with the power to grant death to humans. Where did this power come from? Another text speaks of the dragon legends of Styxia. The alchemical extraction of soul ripped from dragon corpses is intriguing. Dragons appear to be the Titan's creations. Perhaps there's a way to reverse the process using alchemy to infuse human souls with Titan creation, increasing the purity and divinity of golden blood towards the absolute. This theory must be tested, experiments to be arranged. All right.
What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Alchema and... me?
This journal contains several intriguing points. Anaxa seems to hold a special interest in the divinity coursing through the crisis era veins. Has even conducted a thorough investigation into the hero's backgrounds.
It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins. Plus, considering that the new sporists have crafted omnipotent medicines capable of curing diseases, it also makes sense that he would conduct research on immortal Chrysos heirs. But now, it seems Anaxa's objective was never to create medicine, but to identify the origin of the golden blood and figure out its inner workings.
From the Abyss of Fate to Castro Cremus, I have seen many Titan creations in Tamina Forest, life forms created by sources also found in the grove. but fusing them with human souls through a chemical means can even begin to imagine. Through alchemy and science to refine the golden blood in the process errors to a degree of purity equal to divinity. This must be what he means by close to true purity, but treating both Titan creations and the human body as materials to be used in alchemy experiments. That's rather extreme. I mean, probably he's right now having uh, some how would be the term? Uh, Bad memories from Santos Medicos, right?
Danny, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this.
A hastily written journal. These documents appear incomplete, judging from what's left behind. The important alchemical formula and path been taken away. Only the author of reasoning remains. The previous approach has flaws. Fusing human souls with Titan creations does not purify golden blood. Even pure Titan creations are contaminants to the Croesus era's golden blood. Soul fusion between humans and creations merely repairs. Soul fusions between human and creation merely repairs impurities of the soul or maintains a connection to the nine souls. Maintains a connection to nine souls. While creation myths tell us that Crisis eras and other creations were all made by Titans, their nature differs fundamentally. Titans' creations are no intermediate product of an alchemical process, and the Crisis eras are closer to the Titans than the creations. In other words, I should not have considered Titan creations equal to Crisis eras. Hypothesis I should focus on is one pointed towards the Titans themselves. Such rare chances to study Titans demand a meticulous selection of research subjects. Living Titans prove impossible to restrain, and the Titans offer no insight while pursuing. But dying Titans, they are the perfect research subjects. Only by understanding the fundamentals of creation can we ensure perfection at the moment of everything's birth. Through my own hands I will melt the Titan and research the true essence of the soul. Okay.
My biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
Do you mean he's trying to reconstruct human souls alchemically?
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy. Oh, I just thought of something.
That's
Do
wrong.
you remember when the black tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process.
Okay. Do you remember when the black tide was approaching the grove? Had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place, but an accident happened, where Anaxa lost his life in the process. But Cersei took over his body and resurrected him, which led to the situation we are now.
That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident?
What did you
Put
mean?
yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the black tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done?
I put my theories to the test no matter the cost.
Exactly. When the black tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the luminary throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame.
No.
Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Xerxes would make a similar decision.
Oh.
The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing.
Could he have taken them for other purpose?
Like, what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No. No way.
To conceive an entity of perfection, one must first understand the principles of relationship and access in alchemy. Now that means...
He's after Kephale.
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the Holy City is also illuminated by Kephale's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kephale's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the world.
Child of humanity. You didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kephale. Just ask him a few questions, did you?
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as Adromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness. begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride.
Especially pride.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just... as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa. I'm here.
Whoa.
Her life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and her survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
Is like Castor is going to finish Kephale? Is that kind of like the plan of Anaxa?
I see.
And just see what happens?
In that case, let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is, as I've mentioned earlier, the answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
I mean, it's interesting here, right? Because you do not prove Thanatos' whereabouts. Probably this is the wrong word choice. It probably would be better to like calculate, right? something like that, or show Thanatos whereabouts, because I mean technically it's just a value, right? Or a position. You do not really just prove a value.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember. Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world, so who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness, yet you have no idea who she is?
It's like a past Circes.
The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
No. It makes sense, right? Because I mean, if the Titans are just like enhanced humans, that the position is passed on and on through generations. I mean, the point is clear, right? I mean, how's the title in here? The children of humanity come from. I mean, everyone comes from like the same place, right? At some point, there should have been like an earlier, a starting age, when there were just like only the primordial titans, and everything follows suit, right? And Forrest has been in this, uh, how to say it, maybe it hasn't happened like several times, but like humanity has been in this uh, cycle of rebirth for many times, right?
I knew you would say that. But it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
You can revive a Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kephale, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
I have news from Hyacinth and Dan Hung. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kephale's divine body.
Kephale? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kindness is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods, become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders. How dare they trample over it?
It's been a while.
But I mean, this is also kind of true, right? Man, the choices. Also, I really miss the voice from Stell.
What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Krateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh, keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for Kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Hacker. What?
She's been through a lot lately. Please pardon her. Can you tell us more about these thunderclaps?
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos Arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious Kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the Council.
That's her.
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Crateros.
By Kephale into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed. Virtue.
Aglaya, what happened here?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but I admit I am now unable to do so.
What do you mean?
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I have become no different from these hypocrites, no longer capable of relating to the people. This has come a lot sooner than I expected. But perhaps it is time. I need you to step up, Finan, in order for me to retreat behind the scenes.
Yes, this is my duty, but...
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There is no glory in winning this debate, but that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you are a Chrysos heir without flaw, capable of relating deeply with humans.
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations and win this debate.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphorius was home to nearly 1,000 cities, each with their own local faith, while gods walked the earth and shared close bonds with humans. Yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kephale's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat, with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now, the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left is one question for you. Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Make your choice. Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an ideal future?
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How does the Council of Elders plan to turn back time?
Let the 3 Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these 2 heroes, I can promise all of you that Era Chrysia will exist once more.
Aren't they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders instead?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaia is unfit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor of Era Chrysia.
Era Chrysia! Era Chrysia!
Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Naxa. So have you, Cass.
Don't worry, Aglaia. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how the citizens normally do? Tell me, dear citizens, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial, what would happen next?
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Amphorius back to an era when all beings live forever. We'll usher in a new future that will be entirely different from the flame chase journey.
He's one of the 7 sages. That's impossible.
I really believe this.
Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black Tide still exists, how can we go back to the old days?
Remember what I previously said? Kephale's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus, Fagusa's water curtain will be able to block out any external perceptions. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the walls of this majestic holy city?
If we eliminate death, then there's no need for us to fear that Flame Reaver, right? Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn. Oh, beautiful old world, where are you now? Oh, legendary Era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm.
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity, the Flame Chase journey will have to end.
Era Chrysia! Yes! Yes! It has to end! It has to end! It has to end! It has to end!
This is bad. The masses are now totally riled up.
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right?
Thank you, Lady Aglaia, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate and blessed. For Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance.
What?
With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Casterus brings back will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. Thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no effort in ensuring that the Arachrysia will return to our world once again.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By Kephale and Talent and above, as the Theoros I have observed. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
Yes, I like this. Fantastic. Yes.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya. What has caused your heart to soften? You also don't seem to be as quick-witted as before.
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by the prophecy, our failure has never been on the cards.
Well then, I guess we'll find out if that's true at the Citizens' Assembly.
Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa, I unintentionally facilitated your partnership with him instead.
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask me. I will answer them to the best of my knowledge.
In that case, please tell us as much as you can.
In actuality, he showed me a past that was both long and heavy.
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes.
Oh, cool. Unfortunately, I'm probably needing to finish this already.
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times, thanks to the wisdom of its ruling queen. Until one day, an evil dragon descended upon the town. Its wings were large enough to blot out the sun, while its claws were sharp enough to rip the waves apart. It barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. It even settled itself in her bedroom, like a tyrant king. The queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested, and all that was left of her was a pile of bones. Devastated, the queen wept for several days. It was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived through the use of dragon bone and dragon blood. That liar called this process the secret art of alchemy. The princess was reborn! The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. As revenge, the evil dragon swallowed the poor queen, the glib liar, the courageous warriors, and all of the town's innocent civilians in a single gulp. Worse still, the souls of the deceased refused entry to the Netherrealm because they were filled with regret. Forced to roam the mortal realm, these resentful souls ultimately converged into a river of souls that would not retreat for a long time. The terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter, our hometown fell into ruin as well. Until...
Until?
Actually, I don't know what happened next either.
Oh my... It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Pelixia. So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image. And yet, what exactly is this?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep the answers to myself for now.
Oh, my goodness. Is this cliffhanger really necessary?
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play, and the truth will naturally reveal itself.
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations. After all, you've never heard of a tradition of alchemy in your hometown before, have you?
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that anybody was looking into this area of study.
Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable told to young children.
A fable, you say? If so, what moral is it trying to impart to the kids?
I guess it might be the concept of equivalent exchange?
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something like honor the dead.
Huh.
What? At a loss for words?
No. I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If life is priceless, then there is hardly anything else in this world that is of equal weight to it, right?
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar in the land.
You flatter me. Why don't I ask you a question as well, as a form of equivalent exchange?
Of course. What is your question?
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you loved?
What? What kind of strange question is this? I got it. You're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right?
Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me.
Yes, I would.
Oh?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I'm certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good. If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. After all, you, me,
and the rest will all have to face that fateful moment eventually. My time is finally here. However, perhaps because of my firm belief in the immeasurable value of life, I am unable to complete the trial.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. It is a pity that fate is such a cruel mistress.
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one must pay the price. Our trial can only be completed when the one chosen sacrifices her life. I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins for this exact purpose.
Fortune makes fools of us all.
My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. And yet, I can't do the same. How absurd. My time is almost up, but I'm still afraid to welcome death. What should we do? If I'm ultimately not able to make up my mind...
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of time for you to ponder.
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain future to cloud your mind.
Trial, prophecy, the topics that they're discussing seem familiar. But these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise, I would have some recollection of this.
Amphorius's history before the Titans were born was complete chaos. Is that not strange by itself? I have long held three hypotheses about this. However, let's continue watching for now.
Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior. I seem to have met him somewhere before.
Regarding this matter, Nias, are you confident that you'll complete your trial?
Of course. Though, I am worried about what will happen once I've emerged victorious.
Looks like you have made up your mind.
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason. You really know how to make things difficult.
Please, young lady, witness my fall and demise. Lady Calypso, you shall host the soul-rending ceremony.
I do not understand. Why would you dare to sacrifice yourself for a future that you won't get to witness?
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me is so intense that I will one day be engulfed by it. Furthermore, a valorous death before glorious return has always been the path I chose to walk.
A journey I began long ago. If your sister or Cow's were in my position, I believe they would make the same choice as well.
I'm not that brave. I don't know how I'm supposed to face such a serious affair.
Despite being Death's chosen one, it seems you still don't know how to face it. Let's chat, young lady. Perhaps I shouldn't end my journey so hastily. Since there's still time, I'm not worried about letting fate wait a little longer.
Of course. This warrior is Lord Anias. As the embodiment of Nikador's divinity, he entrusted his life to us and allowed humankind to end his madness. That means that what I'm currently seeing before my eyes is, in fact...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes are the true forms of the Titans, before they attained their divinity. If so, the chosen one of death that he speaks of is actually...
Polixia? Is the previous form of Thanatos? But her appearance...
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure out the location of the Death Titan.
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord Anias.
Okay, unfortunately, I need to end it here because it's already too late. Okay, so a lot of thanks for passing by. I mean, this just became very interesting now.
Noise.
I really wasn't expecting that they were going to be going this route of death and rebirth of the gods and the titans. Yeah, I have no idea how they are going to like finish the stitching of the remaining points, but I have kind of no faith on them. So we'll see later on.
Noise.
I wanted to like bring also how I farm on the simulated universe on like the tertiary account, but again it's already too late. I really do not know what to do about that. I do not know if I still have like the energies today to go and do the farming, but also today is like last day for like the triple resources. So I'll see. Hopefully not too much happens on the simulated universe. After all, I'm just going to be like farming like the minimum. No, actually that's not true. Probably I need to go there. Just give me a second. So some of the reasons why I couldn't like let this slide for too much is because actually during this morning I have like prepared all of this in here. Not like this being that important, but I mean there are a couple of things that I need to like claim here and there. Also we have like ooh. So here's where she actually tells the reason why she doesn't wear shoes. Ah! Okay, trying to remember what was all that I needed to do. I was pretty sure that I had already done this event. Yeah, sure, I have already. Mm. Okay, I guess that was all there. Hmm? So... Okay, I need to go for... Nah, there's no way I can finish like all of those in there. Especially because I have only completed the first two. Yeah, like I haven't really gone into the essential right now. And I actually need to do also the... that's a lot. Okay, this one is missing. Okay, so first we need to deal with this one. Then we do the... I still need to level her down. Damn.
This is my will.
Ta-da! Another one off the to-do list.
I wonder what that is. Sound windows. Upgrade configured.
Existence is unity.
They sent you. Do you know who? This big diamond! It's all yours!
I have something for you.
Time to twirl!
Stay back, Clara.
Yeah, it's not doable.
I'm not afraid of you. I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Sora. Every petal, all will be swept away by the wind. Barely felt it.
It's a command.
What are you looking at?
You won't get away.
Grace and elegance.
Time for an overhaul.
I need to be brave.
Hide.
There's more to life. Eternal.
I have something for you. Perhaps humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Time to twirl!
Yeah, not doable.
Here to crash the party?
Let's rock!
Ready to lose yours? You can fight it! Or rock with it!
Be of your body and mind!
You won't get away. Time for an overhaul.
I'm not afraid.
You won't get away.
Immerse yourself in it. Time to cleanse the filth.
truth. Everything in this world is bleeding. Let's rock.
Perhaps humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Eliminating threat.
Whoa.
You call that a build update? What? Happy? Word of advice. Don't expect too much from a puppet. Usually get to see you outside the simulated universe. Who do you want to experiment on this time?
I'm just going to retry it.
Sound lingers. Upgrade configured.
Existence is unity. I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Thor!
They should come back.
They sent you. Some value, I suppose.
I have something for you.
They should come back. Are you all right?
I'm okay.
Annihilate.
Time to kill!
I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Thor!
Do you know who this big diamond? It's all yours!
Is everyone okay?
Every petal, all will be swept away by the wind.
You won't get away.
Grace and...
Time to twirl!
There's more to life. Eternal.
Time for an overhaul.
What are you looking at?
Some value, I...
Perhaps you still... Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Enjoying yourself?
Do you know who this big diamond? It's all yours! Barely felt it.
Okay, yeah, no. I give up. Are you kidding me? Ah, well, at least they have kind of like the cartoon.
I'm counting on you to wrap this up, Himiko.
Hi, friend.
You won't get away.
I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Sora! They sent you. Time to kill!
Let's
Do
go.
you know who this big diamond? It's all yours!
As you command.
Time for an overhaul.
I need to be brief.
Hide.
Honored to meet me.
Let's make it quick. Let's go.
You won't get away.
Rules are made to be broken.
I have something for you.
I won't break. Time to twirl!
Let's make it quick.
I mean, probably I shouldn't be pushing it. I mean, technically these prices were for like 1 year accounts. Technically, at least 1 year accounts. This only has like 3 months, and strictly speaking, being used only like 1 month, right? I'm not going to push it anymore. I'm just going to sleep. Okay, this was a disaster. I accept. Okay. Anyways, thanks for passing by. I tried to do an impossible mission apparently. Probably it isn't, maybe at least that guy is doable with some consumables, but I was trying to like save him for the equilibrium trial. But okay, I guess there's no point. No, thanks for passing by. See you next time. Bye.